Hello everyone and welcome to this week's weekly wear. It's been a minute since I've filmed one of these, at least a couple weeks, and I'm excited. I've got a new product, or at least I thought it was new. Based on NYX's website it's new, and then going off of Ulta, it looks like maybe this is just reformulated, but either way, I am excited to test it out here. This is the NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. It is $14 for 1.01 fluid ounce of product, and it has pretty bad reviews on Ulta so far. Those weren't there when I bought it. Yikes. If I counted correctly, there are 24 different shades of this product, and based on the face models, this product is not for the fair of skin. This looks like it's mainly for the medium-skinned folk out there, and the arm swatches seem to further solidify this. I'm a little nervous. The swatch on the arm looked like it would match me. This looks deep in orange, for me anyways, but we'll see. This is vegan and cruelty free, and it's a medium coverage blurring foundation formulated with skin loving ingredients. It gives no filter needed results on the skin, aka a flawless smooth matte blur finish that never looks cakey or ashy. Provides 12 hours of hydration and up to 16 hours of wear. Like I said, it has skin loving ingredients in it allegedly to make your skin look blurred and healthy. It's going to be breathable, fade and transfer resistant, a little goes a long way, suitable for all skin types, and basically it's going to blur. And they're the ones that use caps locks. Don't be mad at me. They're selling a brush to apply. I am just going to use a foundation brush that I already have and a sponge, but you can feel free to layer for fuller coverage. Little goes a long way, and they're also selling a primer. So we will zoom you in so you can see my skin. This is the state of it. I've got some larger healing blemishes around my chin. Yay, period. But yeah, mainly just dry bits and healing bits. So I got the shade Light Neutral. Like I said, this doesn't look neutral or light to me. I mean, it looks like it's on the light side of medium. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I'm just sad that this is definitely not going to be my shade, I don't think. But yeah, face has been washed and moisturized. No primer today for day one. Gonna do brush and a sponge to see if either application method is better. Is this like a double safety seal? No. The cap just broke off. Like, do you see that? Do you see that? I don't think that was supposed to happen, but there we go. All right, so this will never close. Great, we love to see that. Oh geez, the little hinge broke. I mean, this just, that's so excited. Okay, little goes a long way, she says as she squirts out quite the daub of foundation, but there you can see it. It doesn't look like too liquidy of a formula. Oh good. I'm trying to get the hair out of my face so I don't get foundation in my hair, and then I go ahead and get foundation in my hair. We're off to a great start, my friends. We are off to a fabulous start. Okay, I didn't use the full glob, but brush. Let's see how we do at blending this in. Let's see if a little really does go a long way. I would say so far. This is good. This is promising. Maybe the shade match wasn't too terribly off. I'm still gonna stick by it being a little bit orangey yellow for me, but not as bad as I originally expected it to look on my skin. So this is good news. And it feels like it blended really nice and easy. Yeah, I see a definite difference from side to side on my face. Does it look blurred? Do I look flawless? Well, let's try it again with a sponge and see if we get similar or different results. See if we can cover up this guy down here especially. Alright, I'm gonna say the blend actually was not as good with a sponge. It just doesn't look as blurred as it does on the brush side. So I'm gonna use the little bit I have left here to layer and try to even things out. See how this does. So I would say layering was not as seamless as I would have liked it to be. Definitely had to work a bit harder than usual to get rid of the edges of where I layered things, but overall I was able to layer and get more coverage. This looks like it might not be doing great on my dry patches, like where I've got healing bits, but overall I am not mad at how this looks on my skin. It certainly feels lightweight, and I really don't think I have many complaints, if any at all, so far, except for this delightful cap issue. But I am going to get on with it. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and go about my day here, and then I will check in with you guys at the end of the night so we can see how this wore, if there's any problems, or hey, if it's perfect. I'll see you in a second. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, it's the end of the night here, and I wish I had better news for you. From the feel of it, I thought I was gonna have great news to report, but upon looking at my face, it tells a different story. So it has felt very lightweight, this foundation, all day, and I haven't noticed any transfer, but it looks super sad and patchy and dry and sad and crusty, especially around my nose and my mouth area. So that's not cute. Not cute at all, but it is what it is. Hopefully I can fix things with a primer and or concealer and or both. But we will not know these things until I try these things. So I will be back and I will let you know in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Alright, hello everyone. Good evening, end of the night here on day 3 of testing. If I sound a little off, I'm sorry, I'm still sick, but I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on all the wood, getting better here. But I did my final day of testing of this foundation, so let me show you day 2 and day 3 here and give you my final verdict. So for day 2 of testing, I tried this foundation on top of my Smashbox hydrating primer, as well as used my Too Faced full cover concealer, used a brush and a sponge to apply it, and did no layers except to spot conceal under an eye pimple. It doesn't layer well, that's for darn sure. It leaves an orange ring around the edge of the layer, if you get what I mean, like where it dries. It's very obvious, not cute. Otherwise, went on really nicely and blended and blurred well. It looks like foundation, but nice and light. It could have to do with the shade not being a perfect match for me, but overall I think, you know, it does have a foundation look to it. I don't think anyone would think this looks natural. It was also lightweight all day throughout wear, and I only noticed transfer on my fingers near the end of the night. It looked better at the end of the night than day 1, but it was still noticeably fading, and there was a bit of cracking around my mouth as well. Not much shine though, and little to no wipe off. So like for an oily person like me, that's definitely a plus plus right there. We like to see it. Now for day 3 of testing, today I went ahead and used a more mattifying primer, my Skin Ink primer. I used my Too Faced full cover concealer again, and just the 1 layer of foundation, and overall I thought things went on nice, looked nice, no problems there on application. As I said, it still looked like foundation at the beginning of the day, but nothing crazy, you know, it doesn't look bad. It just looks like you're wearing makeup. I was very trepidatious to wear it today, just because I thought I might be fiddling with my face, just with my runny nose and my eyes being watery, but I have resisted, and overall it has been a very busy day, but I think things have stayed quite matte, all things considered. It still looks a bit shiny at the end of the night, but like honestly a mattified shiny, if you will give me that. And it looks like it did hang in. It was lightweight all day, but I do see that it has faded around my nose and cracked around my mouth once again, and overall it just looks
pretty, I don't know that heavy is the word, but I think it looks a bit heavy and cakey at the end of the night here. Not my favorite look, but the not shiny part, or the not heavily shiny, is definitely a plus. And it was lightweight throughout the day today, and I really haven't noticed much, if any, transfer, so that's also really good. So overall, kind of mixed feelings on this one. I know a lot of people have really been enjoying this foundation, at least that's the consensus that I've kind of heard about it. But for me, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, I think. I'll give you my pros and my cons just so you can look at it that way. For the pros, you definitely do get good coverage with this stuff. So if you're looking for something that provides a good amount of coverage, you might not need a concealer with it depending on what you're trying to cover. This definitely provides it. It also has a, I know I've been saying it looks like foundation, but for a matte finish foundation, I think the finish is quite natural for a matte foundation. Like I said, don't get it twisted. Looks like you're wearing foundation, but I think all things considered, especially at the beginning, looks pretty good. It is lightweight-ish throughout the day of wear. I would say if you get sweaty at all, that's when I really notice that it's on my face, but thankfully it hasn't affected transferability or anything. Unfortunately, you know, like I said, I am kind of more in the middle on this foundation, so there are some cons to go with this stuff. One being the shade range. Work on it, NYX, please. It doesn't layer well, I don't think, and if you did just want to use this and not use a concealer, that could be a problem. Or just if you maybe messed up, you put on a little bit lighter of a layer than you thought and you wanted to add a little more, it's not going to go well, and I don't like that. Personally. It also looks heavy and cakey at the end of the night. I think it definitely, I would say it gets looking worse with wear, at least if you're wearing it for an extended amount of time like I do. And also I think it oxidizes slightly, not a ton, but I do think it looks more orange on my skin than it does on initial application and in the bottle. So like I said, this isn't a complete home run for me. They didn't hit it out of the park, but it does have good qualities to it. I don't know, I think for me, using it as a mix-in maybe to add some coverage and matteness to other foundations. Otherwise, I can't see myself reaching for this to wear on its own again. But, you know, definitely not the worst foundation I've ever tried, especially not recently. So there you go. There's the results. I hope it was helpful for you in seeing whether or not this foundation is going to be something you're going to want to try as well. You can certainly let me know down in the comments if you have tried this foundation and how it worked for you, what skin type you have, or also just let me and the rest of the Casserole fam know things, you know, are there other foundations or products you want to see me test here on the channel? Let me know all that good stuff. Comments down below. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful somehow, whatever the case may be, by giving it a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe, tap that notification bell down below and become a member of my Casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, stay well until then. Bye!